5 years ago, I had a particular vision that I brought to a team of people who I said, are you willing to sacrifice and commit to do something that has potentially not been done before? Often you'll find people say, I've got a business idea, I'm just going to jump in. But I'd done this before, and so had a number of the staff at DuePoint. They built their own businesses. They knew and understood that it is incredibly difficult to build a successful business, let alone trying to build a tool that will actually create wealth for third parties, for South African citizens. And when I approached Rob and Stacey and the team in the client service team, I said to them, you know what it takes to build businesses. You've been with me before, or you've built your own, but this is my vision. And if we're going to do this, it has to be 100% commitment. We have to be able to demonstrate an example very few else will be able to match, because it is our intention to succeed in creating a solution for South Africans.
So if we look at the futures, the South African short-term industry is about 150, 160 billion. We're a 2.5 billion odd business now. So as we've doubled, more than doubled over the last couple of years, and we see ourselves being able to get to 5 billion in the next 3 or 4 years. We're very much, our ethos is value add. Okay, so bluntly, we want to add value and we want to improve our environment. There are opportunities to combine, for example, funeral policies with primary healthcare. Now, those are the two most important needs of the small consumer in South Africa, but they've been underserved up to now. And now we use a technology platform like DuePoints, and we can roll that out with a fantastic distribution force that's been created to personally introduce that product to clients, and they can self-help through a very well-structured DuePoint platform. They've got all the information, they can download whatever they need, they can really address their needs the way they wish to. That's where the combination of products from Constantia, platforms, and distribution capability from DuePoint works very well.
I've been fortunate that I've been in several opportunities and I've built a couple of networks, so I've got that experience. There's strong backing in this business because it's regulated, it's listed, it's licensed. The pedigree of the team behind it, the founders of the business, is second to none. They come with years of experience in insurance and with building businesses like DuePoint, but nothing quite like DuePoint.
Branding became a very important part of the business, and branding is not something that you can fake. Branding is something that permeates every aspect of a company. And so the branding of DuePoint has been something that's very dear to us. It is something that we nurture with care and purpose, not only for the benefit of how we feel personally about the business, but how other people, brand new people, guests, people that you invite to come see DuePoint, how they feel about the business and what that first impression is when they first see DuePoint. As custodians of DuePoint's brand, we hope that every wealth engineer goes forward proud of the brand and the partnership that they represent as wealth engineers, and also with confidence, knowing they're with a business that is committed to the long-term vision of what we applied ourselves to 5 years ago.
Brendan is a particularly proactive individual, take the bull by the horns when it comes to issues, and as we know, the compliance industry is rife with issues on a constant basis, and there isn't always 100% guidance as to how we should approach it.
So one of the biggest aspects of branding is transparency for us, not only from an ethical point of view, but also from a regulatory point of view. And so if you look at any of DuePoint's collateral, the app that we've built, the presentations that we do, you will start to see that DuePoint is very transparent in its operations, as well as complying with all the regulation that we need to apply to.
I was engaged by DuePoint in my capacity as the Good Law Project to look at the legality and legitimacy of DuePoint. We did a very rigorous investigation. We raised our concerns with DuePoint, and DuePoint, I'm pleased to say, was happy and readily complied with all of them. And this is included in the Code of Conduct, in the business model. Everything that we thought could raise an issue has been fixed.
This business is particularly well placed in the sense that management is pro-compliance. They don't see compliance as a grudge cost. And as a result, I never have any issues in trying to convey difficult and or complicated compliance requirements. And I know for a fact that if there is a requirement that has come into place, it will be complied with.
And so know that when you deal with DuePoint, you're dealing with a business that is ethical and that wants to treat its customer fairly. Why? Because we want to build trust and credibility in the long term, and that is really what branding is all about. It's about developing a relationship which the foundation is very much trust.
DuePoint are the first actually in the financial services sector to go fully cloud-based, got off the server. Massive benefits of that is obviously Eskom power outages, power cuts, IT servers go down, generators don't kick in. You're sitting with a situation where your server, as being in the cloud, is running 24/7, 365, and you never have to worry about downtime from that perspective. I think something that's also important is obviously data. You've got a constant team that are working on the cloud with regards to security, so you can always be sure that your data integrity is second to none.
Working with DuePoint for the past few years, although I'm not building a channel with DuePoint, means that I've had the opportunity to see what it's like for those wealth engineers who are building here at DuePoint, and compare it to what my experience was in the other couple of businesses that I worked in. And it's so much simpler. Two of the biggest fears in life is public speaking and selling, and DuePoint contracts you out of that. All they ask you to do is actually just press play so that you can introduce people to what it is that DuePoint's about and its opportunity. Compared to what I was doing before, lugging a projector and a computer and a screen and traveling up and down the country to do presentations.
What's important for the participants, the entrepreneurs, the wealth generators, is that they must be satisfied also that they are operating with integrity. We were at least able in DuePoint to screen and critically comment. Most businesses don't have this. If somebody opens any other business, they don't have the same disciplines that DuePoint had to comply with and follow, and chose to comply with and follow, and happily followed. Of the millions of businesses out there in South Africa, virtually none of them go through the same rigorous process of legality and legitimacy.
It was our hope, given how hard and how much we had put into the construction of DuePoint, the foundation would be deep enough and strong enough for South Africans to trust us. South Africans that could then commit, like we had committed, to years, decades, perhaps the rest of their life, in creating a newfound freedom and wealth for themselves. We wanted South Africans to believe in and to come with us on this journey.
Hope, dignity, prosperity.